Thank you so much for taking this time to learn the 3 keys that I'm very excited to share with you. And really, I feel this is kind of the foundation for us as parents to start decreasing our stress. And we can share these with our kids because these are great tools to have in your toolbox. And they're easy once you start to practice them and be aware of what these are and when you're using them and when you're not using them. So, the first key that I think is so important to help us feel less stressed is to focus more on the good than the bad, or focus more on what's right than what is wrong. Now, the 3 keys that I'm going to give you really do have a basis in our mindset, because I can't change your external situation to make it less stressful. What I can do is give you those key tools to approach those different challenges with a different frame of mind. So, one of the things is I feel that causes us a lot of stress is when our minds are sort of working against us. And if we are always focusing on the problem, and I call this the problem loop, where we're just ruminating on the problem and the problem just keeps coming in the forefront of our attention, we're never giving way to the solution. And so when we're focusing all the time on the negative, on the problems, on what our kids aren't doing, it's going to leave us feeling frustrated, sometimes resentful, and we don't want to bring these emotions with us, not only for our health, but for our kids. And this tool really did switch the dynamics between myself and my children. When I started to focus more on their strengths, on what they were doing well, their confidence went up because I was spending more time in acknowledging the good, all of us, right? Which would you rather have? Someone in your life always pointing out the things you're doing wrong or trying to help you do the things better? Or someone in your life who's saying, great job. Wow, you did that in a way that I never would have thought of, right? You're going to want that person to acknowledge all the good things that you're doing. Now, I'm not saying we're not helping our kids and we're not addressing the problems. We are doing that. But we are spending more time and energy focusing on their strengths. When you start to make this mind shift, you're going to feel better about your child. You're going to feel better about your situation because you are going to have less mental fatigue and drainage focusing on the problem and worrying about the problem. So when you focus on the good, you're going to feel better about that. So here is an emotional energy, I like to say graph or spectrum. And if you see the top emotions are your energy producing emotions. So they give you energy, they make you feel good. The emotions on the bottom, they're those emotions that tend to deplete your energy or give you less energy. And you'll see in there, fear is one of them. Think about Winnie the Pooh is such a great story and illustration, has so many lessons in it. But look at the 2 characters, Eeyore and Tigger. Eeyore had low energy and he always talked like this, and he was always looking at the wrong side of life and the bad things, and he had low energy. Sorry, that was a really bad impression of Eeyore. And Tigger was always energetic, always bouncing around. I like to say he probably had a little bit of ADHD, but he was happy. But he was looking at the bright side of life. He was accepting the challenges, but he was wanting to actively be in more of a place of joy. So I think it's good that we look at this and, how do we get to these higher level emotions? Well, one of it is through our mind and where we're focusing more attention and energy. So the first key is focus more on what is right than what is wrong. So my homework for you is today, I want you, when your child comes home, when your friends, spouse, whoever, I want you to start looking at them. And instead of looking at all the things they're doing wrong that's making you ticked off at that moment or that you don't like, I want you to try to acknowledge that and reframe it and switch it to looking at something positive that they've done or they're doing, something good. This really is a game changer in one, helping you to feel better, and two, creating a better connection between you and your children. So that's your homework. That's your first key. Focus more on what is right than what is wrong. So go ahead, practice that, and I will see you tomorrow for the second key.